Hello everyone! It's been a while since I've done a proper review, so here we are today. As I'm sure you can tell from the title, I actually liked this quite a bit. And before you all call me crazy, just hear me out. I do want to hear what you think, so no matter what your opinion is, make sure to comment it respectfully down below. I know this release was polarizing, to say the least. So without further ado, let's get started with the review. Now, I actually heard the first 30 seconds of this a couple of days before it came out because of the leak, and I wasn't too jazzed about it, but I knew they were hiding something because they were obviously only putting the beginning and the end in the teasers and the highlight medley. And I think that random middle section had the exact effect it was supposed to. I was super surprised when I heard it. I think a lot of people, even if they don't like the song as a whole, like each of the sections individually, and I think that is also true for me. After a few listens, I knew what to expect, I knew that change was coming, and so I could really get into it, especially the rap part in the middle, which I loved. The middle section isn't as disjointed as I initially thought, because there is that guitar that is present in both that part and the rest of the song. You can hear it really clearly right here. The ending part is my favorite by far, just because of how it feels like you're getting that payoff for everything they put before that. It's like really the climax of the song, and so, yep, that's why I like it. I really do think the song is good as a whole, in a surprising and kinda unexplainable way. The only thing I would improve is the transitions between the sections. I liked the transition from the beginning to the middle, but the one from the middle to the end feels really abrupt. There's a lot of small complaints like that could be made, like the lyrics, they make no sense. Like, what is a shug? Please explain to me. But overall, I genuinely think this is an okay song, and I added it to my playlists. I really enjoy the feeling of getting switched up on, and I don't mind that this is the style they will be going for in the future. It's obvious that they were trying to get a piece of the aespa pie, and while aespa does do it better in my opinion, this isn't the terrible song you all think it is. Everyone thought Dala Dala and, hell, even Next Level were terrible when they first came out. And I'm betting that once nmixx starts promoting, some of y'all are gonna change your mind faster than the way this song changed. Now, once again, this was obviously JYP trying to get a leg up on other groups, specifically Loona. But I really do think the music video added a lot to this release. I like that each girl group that debuts under JYP has a very different vibe to their music videos, and this one completely avoided the box set type thing I was worried they were going to go for. The middle part especially reminded me of Sana's scene from Eyes Wide Open, but while other CGI in JYP music videos can feel cheap and out of place, I actually thought it looked okay this time. It really had a wide open vibe, and I got a sense of scale I think is pretty rare these days. A lot of times, music videos make you pay a lot of attention to them, not, in a bad way, but they have sets that are crammed full of stuff. And while I do enjoy that, I always feel like there's a lot to spot, this felt like a fancy set, even though it didn't technically have a lot of stuff in it. The way the girls have the dominoes falling around them really tells you that they're the focus, and I wish that was included in more than just the beginning of the music video. But overall, I'm very impressed with this. I'm gonna give styling its own section because I have a lot to say, so let's get on to that. Now, even before the teasers started coming out, I read that they were going to be getting custom outfits. I'll put the name of the designer on the screen. And the styling they have in the music video totally confirmed my excitement. Everything they have is so pretty and matches perfectly with their concept. Unlike the song, there isn't really any styling that totally took me aback, but I think that's okay. Like I said, the music video isn't really the type that makes you look closer, but that's where the styling comes in. all of the outfits appear to be simple, like, when you first glance at them, like, oh, look, here's some neutral colors that go well together, or, oh, here's some bright colored dresses that basically every K-pop girl group has tried at some point. But upon closer inspection, there are smaller details that really bring it together, like the lettering on the dresses and the jewels on the black suits. You really have to, pause the music video or rewatch it to see those, and that's why I like them. I really, really like the corsets made of shoes. Like, that's just so random, but it looks really good because laces and, ties are something you expect to be on a corset, and at first glance, it just looks like a normal corset because of those laces. But then when you look closer, you see the sources of those laces. And, that's exactly the sort of thing that I'm talking about. I think the outfits serve to convey that this is a group that has just a little bit more to it, something unexpected, and that tracks with both the music video and the song. Also, just on a base level, all the outfits are just pretty, they're nice to look at, and I appreciate that. Ah yes, the infamous Freaky Fishy Fishy song. Apparently, the lyrics actually are freaky freshy freshy, but it's just more fun to think about the little fishies. A lot of people prefer this to OO, but I think it's about the same level, except the bridge, which has those heavenly vocals. I think this song feels segmented as well, obviously not as much as OO does, but the transitions from the verses to the freaky fishy fishy, the transitions are not as smooth as I would like. Let me play my favorite part right now. This is my favorite part because of the way it transitions from the verse to the chorus. And I wish they had something like this for the rest of the transitions as well. You can just tell what's coming next because, you have that wish, 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 and, of course, that rhymes with fishy, fishy. But aside from this part, I do think the song as a whole is okay. It's not title track worthy, like a lot of people are saying, but I would love for them to perform this sometime. Lily's vocals on here really make me think she's bias material. Now, a lot of what people are saying about this debut is why. Why would JYP debut with such a weird song? And, this group has so much potential. I have to agree that this song, this concept, whatever is going on here, it's gonna turn a lot of people off of the group. But what it is also doing is it's making people talk. And, that's what JYP wants. This may be a lesser attempt at what other groups, especially aespa, have already done. But I don't think aespa, or even SM as a company, have a monopoly on this kind of song for girl groups. Obviously, if something is trending, then other people are gonna try it, and I'm okay with that. It is a little sus that JYP is announcing that apparently mixing genres in songs is somehow nmixx's own concept, because it makes it sound like they invented that, and obviously they did not. But at the end of the day, everyone knows what they were originally trying to copy, even if JYP denies it. JYP obviously wanted to have their own answer to aespa. I'm not going to say a version of aespa, but this is their response to aespa. And this is what we got. There's the same sort of discussion when it comes to lore and visuals. If anything, you gotta blame Digipedi for that. But even so, Loona doesn't own the idea of having lore or having an alternate universe or whatever it was that nmixx is copying from them. Even other groups like Weekly and a lot of other rookies, off the top of my head, Billy, Pixie, they're coming out with similar stuff. And I don't think it's gonna stop anytime soon. Rather, Loona are trendsetters. It is rather egregious, the copying in the debut trailer, and I agree that they went too far there. But they redeemed themselves with the music video, and I'm just going to trust that they continue with the lore in their own style in future music videos. Overall, I think, and we all know, This group will be successful even if their song was just empty silence, because, let's be real here, it's a JYP girl group. Everyone thought aespa was underwhelming at first too, and now look where they are. JYP girl group debuts are always either a hit or a miss, and even groups that don't have massive debuts like ITZY or Miss A did still end up getting there sooner or later. Coke didn't sponsor these girls for nothing. JYP knew what their audience was, especially with the blind package, which it's a silly idea, but I bet they made bank anyways. I'm really excited for where this group is gonna go in the future, and while I don't want to stan them just from their debut, depending on what they come out with later, I think there is a high chance of me standing them. Make sure to tell me what you think in the comments, whether it's the group as a whole, what you think JYP is going to do with them, and especially your thoughts on the song. I'm so happy to get a real review out for you guys, because it's been a while since I did one, and honestly, I love being able to go so in-depth about a specific release. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!